You have felt the light within you begin to flicker. My child, haven't you? In the midst of the long and howling winds of your trial, you have cupped your hands around the small, precious flame of your own hope, your own faith, your own strength, and you have watched with a growing terror as it has sputtered and waned. The darkness around you has seemed so vast, so absolute, so powerful, and your own inner light so fragile, so small, so utterly outmatched. They, the world, have looked upon the encroaching gloom and your own weary efforts to keep your candle lit, and they have offered their sorrowful, pragmatic verdict that the darkness is too great, that your light cannot possibly last, and you, my beloved, in the profound, bone-deep exhaustion of this long and lonely vigil, feeling the chill of the shadows, seeing your own flame grow dim, you have begun to believe them. You have begun to despair, fearing that your light will be, or perhaps already has been, completely and irrevocably extinguished, leaving you forever in the cold and the dark. This is the great and agonizing fear of a soul in a long and difficult season, the fear of its own inner light fading. It is a terror that goes deeper than the trial itself. For as long as that small flame of hope has remained, however precariously, there has been a reason to continue the fight. But to feel that very flame beginning to die, to feel the inner warmth receding, to feel the light of your own spirit giving way to an encroaching inner darkness, this is a despair of the most profound and terrifying kind. It is the feeling of your very life force, your spiritual essence, being swallowed by a great and final void. You have known the weariness of the struggle, my precious one. You have been the keeper of a flame in a hurricane. You have worked the bellows of your own willpower with a frantic energy, trying to breathe life back into the dying embers of your hope. You have built small walls of positive thinking and self-encouragement around your faith, only to see them blown down by the relentless gales of your circumstances. You have expended every last ounce of your emotional and spiritual energy in this desperate and seemingly losing battle to simply keep your own inner light from going out. And you are now so very, very tired. The exhaustion is a physical ache, a mental fog, a spiritual weight that has left you feeling that you can no longer continue the fight. And you have felt the fear that this fading is a sign of your own failure, your own inadequacy. Why is my faith not stronger? Your heart has cried. Why is my hope not more resilient? Why can I not be like those who seem to shine so brightly, so effortlessly? You have looked upon your own flickering flame and have compared it to the great bonfires of others, and you have been filled with a deep and painful shame. You have believed that the fading of your light is a testament to your own spiritual flaw, a sign that you have somehow displeased me, that you are not worthy of a greater, more constant flame. The darkness has seemed to be winning, my child, with every new disappointment. It has seemed to gain ground, to draw closer, to suffocate the very air your small flame needs to survive. The darkness of your sorrow, the darkness of your confusion, the darkness of your loneliness, these have felt like an encroaching, all-powerful army. And you have felt like a single, solitary soldier guarding a lone candle in a vast and conquered land. knowing that your own defeat is inevitable. But I have come to you now, my beloved, as you sit in this near darkness, your hands cupped around the last, faint, flickering ember of your own hope. I come to you as the creator of light itself, the one whose very being is a fire that can never be quenched, a sun that can never be dimmed. And I am here to speak a truth so contrary to your feelings, so powerful in its reality, so magnificent in its promise, that it will forever change your understanding of the very light you carry. You have been afraid because you have believed the light to be your own fragile creation, but you have mistaken the source. For the true light within you is not of your own making. It is a spark of my own divine and eternal being, a flame of my own indestructible life, and because its source is me. It is a light that can never be overcome, a light that can never be extinguished. You, my precious child, because you carry my light, you are the light that will never fade. You have been looking at the wrong flame. My beloved, you have been focused on the small, sputtering candle of your own human hope, your own emotional strength. And that flame is indeed a fragile thing, but deep within you, beneath the flicker of your feelings, behind the wavering of your own willpower, there is another light. It is the pilot light of my own spirit, a flame I placed within you when I first called you my own. And that flame, my child, is an eternal flame. It is a light that the greatest darkness in all the universe cannot extinguish. For it is a light that is connected to its infinite source. It is connected to me. The weariness you feel is real, but it is the weariness of your own efforts, not the diminishing of my light. The fear you feel is real, but it is based on the illusion that you are alone in this fight. You are not alone. I am with you, and the light you carry is mine. Let this new and glorious truth begin to dawn in your spirit. Let go of the shame you have felt for your own flickering flame, and turn your attention now away from your own weakness and towards the magnificent, unquenchable, and all-powerful divine fire that dwells at the very center of your being. For the story of your life is not the tragedy of a fading candle. It is the glorious, triumphant, and eternal story of a star whose light, because it is born of its God, can never, ever be overcome. You are the light, my beloved, and you are a light that will never, ever fade. Yes, my precious child, as you sit in the encroaching darkness, your heart aching with the fear that your own inner light is about to be extinguished forever, let me now illuminate your understanding with a glorious and liberating truth. The fear that has so tormented you, the weariness that has so depleted you, has been born from a profound and fundamental mistake, a case of mistaken identity concerning the very flame you have been trying so desperately to protect. You have looked upon the small, flickering light of your own human hope, your own finite strength, your own wavering optimism, and you have believed this to be the only light you possess. And you are right to fear for such a flame, for a fire that is fueled only by human effort and emotional resolve is indeed a fragile and a temporary thing, destined to be consumed by the darkness and blown out by the storms of this life. But you have been looking at the wrong light. My beloved, you have mistaken the source for the true light that you carry. the light that makes you a radiant beacon in my sight, the light that can never fade, is not of your own making. It is a divine and holy fire, a magnificent and unquenchable spark of my own eternal being, my own spirit, which I have placed at the very core of your soul. Let us first speak of the light you have been trying so hard to sustain, so that you might be free from the shame of its failing. This is the light of human optimism, the light of a positive mindset, the light of your own willpower. It is a light that you must constantly, wearily tend to. It requires the fuel of good circumstances to burn brightly. It needs the oxygen of others' approval to keep from being smothered. It needs a calm and windless environment to maintain its steady flame. And in this broken and often stormy world, these perfect conditions are rarely met. And so, you have found yourself in a state of constant, anxious effort, trying to protect this small and vulnerable flame from the realities of your life. You have tried to think positively when your circumstances were screaming a negative reality. You have tried to muster your own courage when your heart was filled with a very real and understandable fear. You have tried to generate your own hope from the ashes of your own disappointment. And this effort, my child, this attempt to be your own source of light in a dark world, has been utterly, completely exhausting. And it is a battle you were never meant to win. I am here to release you from this impossible task. The flickering flame of your own human effort is not the light I am speaking of. You are free to let it go out, for I have given you a far greater, more powerful, and more reliable light. The true light you carry, my beloved, is of an entirely different nature. It is not a flame you must tend, but a star you must inhabit. When I created you anew, when I called you my own, I did not just give you a new set of principles to live by. I placed within you a new source of life. I placed within the very center of your being a divine and holy spark, a living ember from the eternal fire of my own spirit. This is not a metaphor, my child. It is a profound and beautiful spiritual reality, a part of me, the part that is light and life and love, has taken up permanent residence in the sanctuary of your soul. This is the true light that you carry. And because its source is me, the eternal and inexhaustible God, it possesses my own magnificent and eternal qualities. You have been trying to keep your small candle lit, while all along you have been carrying a star within your own heart. You have been focused on your own small, wavering flame, while ignoring the magnificent, self-sustaining, and eternal fire that is your true, divine identity. The light you carry is not yours to generate. It is mine to radiate through you. The light you carry is not yours to sustain. It is a self-sustaining fire whose source is the very heart of God. And the light you carry is not yours to protect from the darkness. It is a light so powerful, so absolute, so glorious, that the darkness itself flees from its very presence. You have mistaken the source, my child, and in doing so, you have lived in a state of unnecessary fear and a profound and wearying effort. But now, I am inviting you to a new way of living, a new way of being. I am inviting you to turn your attention away from the small, flickering candle of your own efforts, and to turn it, instead, to the magnificent, unquenchable, and all-powerful star of my own indwelling spirit. Your part is not to create the light, but to simply be the vessel, the lantern, through which this divine and glorious light can shine. Let this new understanding bring a profound and liberating rest to your soul. The exhausting work of trying to be your own light is over. You are free. You are free to be weak, for my light shines most brightly in your acknowledged weakness. You are free to be honest about your fears, for my light is the very power that will dispel them. You are free to simply be, to rest, and to allow the magnificent, eternal, and unfading light that I have placed within you to do what it was always created to do, to shine, to radiate, to fill your own being with its warmth and its glory, and to be a beautiful, hopeful, and magnificent beacon in the midst of a dark and waiting world. You have mistaken the source, my beloved. But now you know the truth. The light you carry is mine, and because it is mine, it is a light that will never, ever fade. And so, my precious child, as you begin to turn your gaze away from the small, flickering candle of your own human effort and towards the magnificent, eternal star of my spirit that dwells within you, let us now explore the glorious and unchangeable nature of this divine fire. For you have feared your light would fade, because you have judged it by the laws that govern all earthly lights. But the light you carry is not of this earth. It is a heavenly substance, a divine fire, and it operates by a different, more powerful, and more glorious set of laws. I desire to reveal to you now the magnificent, unquenchable nature of this holy fire I have placed within you. For in this understanding, your fear of the darkness will be utterly, completely, and forever vanquished. For the light you carry is eternal. It is self-sustaining, and is a light that the darkness can never, ever overcome. Let us first speak of the eternal nature of this light. All the lights you have known in this world are temporary things. A candle burns for a few hours, and then is gone. A fire warms for a night, and then turns to cold ashes. Even the magnificent sun in your sky, which seems so permanent, is, in the grand sweep of my cosmos, a temporary star with a finite lifespan. All created light in your physical world is subject to the law of entropy, the law of decay, the law of eventually fading into darkness. And you, in your weariness, have feared that the light of your own soul is subject to the same law. But the light of my spirit within you, my beloved, is not a created light. It is a spark of the uncreated light. It is a particle of the very being of your eternal God, the one who is, and who was, and who is to come, the one for whom there's no beginning and no end. My light does not fade. My glory does not diminish. I am the great I am, an eternal, constant, and unwavering reality of pure, radiant light, and the flame you carry within you is a part of that eternal reality. It is a divine ember from my own everlasting fire, and because I am eternal, the light you carry is eternal. It cannot be extinguished by the passage of time. It cannot be diminished by the changing of your seasons. It is a permanent and an everlasting quality of your new being in me, your identity as a light bearer. My child, is not a temporary role you are playing. It is an eternal reality, a truth that will shine with an ever-increasing brightness into the boundless ages of all that is to come. Secondly, my precious one, you must understand that this divine fire within you is self-sustaining. The fragile flame of your own human hope required constant, wearying fuel. It needed the fuel of positive circumstances, of outward encouragement, of your own emotional energy. And when this external fuel ran out, the flame inevitably began to die. The fire of my own spirit within you does not operate by this law. Its source of fuel is not external. It is internal. It is, in fact, my own infinite and inexhaustible being. Think of it this way. My child, you have been trying to keep a small campfire alive, constantly searching for more wood, constantly working the bellows, always in fear of the fuel running out. But I'm here to tell you that you are not a campfire. You are a star. A star does not need an external source of fuel. Its magnificent, radiant energy is born from the very furnace of its own core, a process of divine fusion that can burn for billions of years without diminishing. So it is with you, my child. The light you carry is not dependent on the wood of your good circumstances or the oxygen of the world's approval. It is a self-sustaining fire, its energy flowing directly, constantly, and inexhaustibly from its source, which is me, your God, who dwells at the very core of your being. This is the glorious truth that liberates you from the fear of burnout, from the weariness of trying to be your own source. You do not have to generate your own light. You do not have to sustain your own hope. You do not have to manufacture your own joy. Your part is not to fuel the fire, but to simply be the star that allows the eternal fire within it to shine. Your part is to rest in the magnificent truth that your source is infinite, that your supply is unending, and that the light you carry can never run out of fuel. For its fuel is the very life of your eternal, all-sufficient God. And finally, my beloved, and most powerfully of all, you must understand this fundamental law of my kingdom. The darkness cannot overcome the light. You have lived in fear of the darkness, believing it to be a powerful, malevolent force, an entity that could attack and extinguish your small flame. But you have been giving the darkness far too much credit. My child, you have been believing its own propaganda about its own power, the truth, the profound, physical, and spiritual truth is that darkness has no power of its own. Darkness is not a substance. It is not a force. It is merely and always an absence. It is a void, a nothingness that is defined only by the light. It is not. A shadow has no power to fight the sunbeam that dispels it. A dark room has no power to resist the flame of a single candle that is brought into it. The darkness does not have to be fought. My child, it must simply be displaced. And the light, by its very nature, is the one thing that displaces the dark. The moment my light, the light of my truth, my love, my presence, shines, the darkness must, by its very nature, flee. It has no choice. Light is sovereign over the dark. And you, my child, because you carry my light within you, you carry the same divine, effortless authority over the darkness. You do not have to fight the darkness that has assailed you. You do not have to argue with it or try to overcome it with your own strength. Your great and glorious spiritual weapon, your one and only necessary action, is to simply shine as you learn to turn your focus away from the darkness and towards the magnificent, eternal, self-sustaining light that is within you. As you learn to let that light radiate from your being through your choices of love, of faith, of hope, you will find that the darkness around you and within you will begin to recede It will not be a battle. It will be a beautiful, glorious, and effortless displacement. This is the magnificent, unquenchable nature of the divine fire that you carry. It is eternal, it is self-sustaining, and it is utterly, completely, gloriously sovereign over all darkness. Let go of your fear, my precious one. You have been afraid of a phantom, an illusion, the true reality, the most powerful force, the ultimate substance in your life. It is not the darkness, but the magnificent, unfading light of your God, which now dwells, burns, and shines in you and through you forever. And so, my cherished child, as you begin to rest in the magnificent and glorious truth that the light you carry is not your own fragile flame, but a spark of my own eternal and unquenchable being, a new and vital question begins to form in your heart. It is the great and profound question of purpose. If I carry such a magnificent and powerful light, your spirit asks, why then am I in such a dark, such a difficult, such a painful place? Why has my light been placed here, in this oppressive gloom, where it feels so out of place, so besieged? I hear this question, my beloved, and my heart is filled with joy, for it is the question that opens the door to your magnificent, God-given destiny, for your placement in this specific darkness. My child, has not been an accident. It has not been a punishment. It has not been a sign of my abandonment. No, my beloved, your placement in this darkness has been a divine, strategic, and glorious appointment. For a light is not meant for the light, a light is meant for the darkness. And I have purposefully, lovingly, and trustingly placed you, my beautiful and unfading light, in this very place, that you might be a beacon of my hope, a testament to my presence, and a radiant expression of my glory in the very place where it is most desperately needed. You must understand the beautiful and divine logic of light. My child, a person does not light a magnificent lamp only to place it in a room that is already flooded with the bright light of the noonday sun. In such a place, its unique and beautiful light would be unnoticed, its glory diminished, its purpose rendered moot. No, a wise person who lights a lamp does so with a specific intention to place it in the very darkest room of the house, to set it upon a stand where its radiance can be a comfort to those who are in the room, a guide to those who are trying to find their way, a beautiful and defiant protest against the gloom. The very glory of a light is most magnificently displayed against the backdrop of a profound darkness. So it is with you, my beloved. I have ignited within you the magnificent and unfading flame of my own spirit. And I have not done so for you to dwell only in the easy, sunlit places of this world. I have done so with a great and loving purpose, to place you, as my chosen lamp, in a specific dark corner of the world, the very darkness that you have so lamented, the very trial that you have so longed to escape, is, from my perspective, your sacred posting, your holy assignment, your magnificent opportunity to shine with a brilliance and a purpose that you could never have known in a place of ease. You have seen your dark circumstances as your prison, but I see them as your parish. You have seen your difficult environment as your punishment, but I see it as your pulpit. You have seen your struggle as your tragedy, but I see it as your testimony. This is the great and glorious reframing of your situation that will transform you from a victim of your circumstances into a joyful, courageous, and powerful co-laborer with me in my redemptive purposes in the world. Let us speak of your specific darkness, my child, so that you may see my specific purpose for you within it. Perhaps your darkness has been the darkness of a toxic family environment, a place of anger, of bitterness, of old wounds that never heal. You have felt choked by its atmosphere, your own small light of peace and of love seeming so utterly out of place. But I have placed you there, my child, as my secret agent of light, my ambassador of grace. Your calling is not to change everyone, not to fix everyone, not to engage in loud and fruitless arguments. Your calling is simply to shine. It is to be a quiet, steady, and unwavering presence of my peace in the midst of the turmoil. It is to respond to an angry word with a gentle answer that is not your own, but mine. It is to offer a quiet forgiveness where the world would expect a bitter grudge. Your very presence, as you carry the atmosphere of my kingdom within you, introduces a new and a different reality into that dark place. A reality that, over time, has the power to bring a slow, quiet, and miraculous healing. Do not underestimate the power of your quiet shining. My child, you are my lamp in that house. Perhaps your darkness has been the darkness of a difficult and a soul-wearying workplace, a place of compromise, of cynicism, of negativity, and you have felt your own spirit being ground down by its relentless pressure. But I have placed you there, my beloved, as a beacon of my integrity, a testament to my truth. Your purpose is not to become like the world in order to succeed in it, but to succeed by my grace, while remaining a beautiful and a distinct light. Your commitment to honesty in a place of deception, your dedication to excellence in a place of mediocrity, your choice to speak words of encouragement in a place of gossip and complaint. These are all powerful acts of shining. You are demonstrating that there is a different way to live, a different kingdom to which you belong, and you're faithful. Unfading light may be the very thing that guides another lost and weary soul in that same place, out of their own darkness and into mine. And perhaps your darkness has been the profound, personal, and lonely darkness of a chronic illness, a long-term trial, a deep and personal sorrow. You have felt that this darkness serves no purpose other than your own pain. But I tell you, my beloved, it is often in these most personal of darknesses that my light can shine with its most magnificent and most powerful glory. For as you learn, by my grace, to carry your own pain with a quiet dignity, with a resilient hope, with a joy that is not dependent on your circumstances, your very life becomes an astonishing and a powerful sermon. You become a living testament to the truth that my presence is more real than pain, that my peace is more powerful than turmoil, and that my joy is a reality that even the deepest of sufferings cannot extinguish. Your life becomes a magnificent paradox, a beautiful mystery that confounds the wisdom of this world and points all who see you to the reality of me, your ever-present, all-sufficient, and light-giving God. This is the purpose of your placement. My child, it is a high and a holy calling, and it is a testament to my profound trust in you. I would not place a fragile, flickering candle in the heart of a great darkness, but you, my child, because the light you carry is my own unquenchable fire, because I know that you are a light that will never fade. I can trust you with this difficult and glorious assignment. I have placed you where you are because I know that you can shine there. I know that you can be my beautiful, powerful, and effective witness. So let this new understanding transform your perspective on your trial. My beloved, it is not your prison. It is your parish. It is not your punishment. It is your purpose. And you are not a victim of the darkness. You are its ordained and magnificent light. Embrace your calling, my courageous one. Accept your assignment with a new and joyful heart, and know that as you simply choose, day by day, to allow my unfading light to shine through you, you are fulfilling your highest destiny. You are bringing me your greatest glory, and you are participating with me in the magnificent, beautiful, and world-changing work of pushing back the darkness. One small, yet glorious, corner at a time. And so, my cherished child, my purposefully placed beacon, as you begin to embrace the high and holy calling of being my light in your specific darkness, as you let go of your fear and begin to see your situation not as a prison, but as your parish, the next and most vital invitation is for you to learn how to cooperate with me in this glorious work of illumination. For I have placed within you an eternal, unfading flame. But the brilliance with which that flame shines forth from you is a matter of our beautiful and intimate partnership. I desire now to guide you, my beloved, in the sacred art of tending this unfading flame. This is a journey that is not about you learning to generate your own light, but about you learning to be a clean and a clear vessel. A practice of keeping the lantern of your own heart clean and open, of removing the soot of fear and of doubt, so that my own divine and magnificent light can radiate through you, unhindered and with a glorious, world-changing power. You must first understand your true role in this partnership. My child, you are the lamp, not the flame. You are the vessel, not the oil. For so long, you have been living under the exhausting burden of believing you had to be both. You have been trying to generate your own hope, your own strength, your own light, and it has left you feeling depleted and on the verge of burnout. But I am here to liberate you from this impossible task. The light is mine. The power is mine. The source is mine. Your part, your beautiful, restful, and joyful part, is to simply be the lantern, the vessel that contains and displays my light. Your primary responsibility is not to create the light, but to simply tend to the vessel of your own heart, to keep its glass clean and clear, so that my light can shine through you with its purest, most brilliant intensity. What is it that can smudge the glass of your lantern, my beloved, that can obscure the beautiful light I have placed within you? It is the soot of your own human fear, your own doubt, your own bitterness. These are the things that create a dark and smoky film on the inside of your heart, dimming the radiance of my spirit, making your light appear weak and faltering to a watching world. And so, the sacred art of tending your flame is the gentle, daily, and grace-empowered work of cleaning the lantern of your heart. Let us speak first of the soot of fear. When you allow fear to take root in your heart, fear of your circumstances, fear of the future, fear of others, it creates a dark, greasy film of anxiety upon your sail. And this film obscures my light. A heart that is filled with fear cannot radiate my peace. A mind that is consumed by anxiety cannot shine with my wisdom. And so, Part of your sacred work of tending your flame is the practice of bringing your fears to me to be cleansed. When you feel a fear arising, you must see it for what it is, a smudge upon the glass of your lantern. And in that moment, you can come to me in a spirit of yielded trust and pray, Father, this fear is here. It is dimming your light in me. I cannot remove it myself, so I give it to you. Wash my heart clean with your perfect love, which casts out all fear. As you practice this daily surrender of your fears, my child, you will find that my peace will cleanse your heart, and my light will once again be able to shine through you with a new and beautiful clarity, another form of soot that can dim your light. My precious one, is the soot of doubt, especially the doubt of my own goodness and my own presence with you in your trial. When you begin to believe that I have abandoned you, that my promises are not true for you, that your darkness is more powerful than my light, you are allowing a thick, dark film of unbelief to coat the lantern of your soul. And my light, though it is still burning brightly within you, cannot be seen through such an opaque and sorrowful filter. And so, the practice of tending your flame requires a courageous and a conscious choosing to believe my truth, to clean the glass with your faith. This means you must take my promises, the promise that I am with you always, the promise that I will work all things for your good, the promise that my grace is sufficient for you, and you must use them as your holy cleaning cloth. You must speak them over your own heart. You must meditate on them. You must choose to believe them more than you believe your own feelings or your own circumstances. With every choice to believe my truth, my beloved, you are wiping away the dark soot of doubt and are allowing the magnificent, brilliant light of my faithfulness to once again shine brightly, beautifully, and powerfully through your life, and to tend this unfading flame, my child, also requires you to keep the wick of your own spirit trimmed and properly connected to the source and the oil, which is me. A lamp whose wick is clogged or is not drawing from the oil will produce a smoky, weak, and ineffective light. And so it is with you. Your wick is your own spirit's connection to me, and you must learn to tend to this connection daily through the sacred practices of quiet communion, of prayer, of spending time in my presence, of listening for my voice. It is in these quiet, intimate moments with me that your own spirit is cleansed, is centered, is realigned, and is able to draw freely from the inexhaustible supply of the oil of my Holy Spirit. A life that is too busy, too noisy, too distracted to maintain this intimate connection with me is a life whose light will inevitably grow dim. Not because my supply has failed, but because the channel has become clogged. The daily practice of quiet communion with me, my child, is the most vital part of tending your flame, for it is what ensures a constant, free-flowing supply of the divine oil that makes your light burn with a bright, a clean, and a glorious radiance. I am with you always in this beautiful, sacred work. My beloved, I am not a demanding taskmaster, waiting to condemn you if your lamp is not shining perfectly. I am a loving Father, your gentle and patient teacher in this art of tending your flame. When you bring me the soot of your fears, I will joyfully cleanse it. When you struggle with the darkness of doubt, I will lovingly help you to see my truth And when you come to me in the quiet to tend to your own spirit, I will meet you there with an overwhelming, life-giving, and joy-filled supply of my own presence. Live in this new and liberating understanding. My child, your primary task is not to shine, but to simply stay connected to me, your source, and to keep the vessel of your own heart clean and open before me. As you learn to do this, as you focus on the simple, joyful art of tending the flame, you will find that the shining becomes an effortless, a natural, and a magnificent outflow of the life that I am living within you. You are the lamp, my child, and I am the light. And as you yield yourself to me, we together will become a magnificent, beautiful, and unfading light in the darkness. A light that will bring hope, that will bring healing, and that will bring a great and a lasting glory to my name. And so, my cherished child, as you learn the sacred art of tending the unfading flame within, as you partner with me in keeping the lantern of your heart clean and open so that my divine light can shine through you unhindered, a new and magnificent reality begins to unfold for this light that you carry. My beloved, was never intended to be a private illumination for your own comfort alone. No. My child, the very purpose of a light is to shine into the darkness, to be seen, to be a guide, to be a hope for those who are lost. And as you learn to simply be the vessel for my unfading light, your very life becomes a radiant and eternal beacon, a constant and reliable source of my hope, my peace, and my truth. For a world that is so often lost in the storm and the darkness of its own making, you have believed, perhaps, that your life was a small and insignificant story. But I tell you, a single, steady lighthouse, shining faithfully through a dark and stormy night, is of more value than all the bright, gaudy lights of a city that can only be seen in a calm and cloudless sky. Your life, my child, because it has been tested by the darkness, because it has learned to shine in the midst of the storm, has become a thing of immense and powerful significance in my kingdom. You are becoming a beacon, and the radiance of your life will have a more profound and lasting impact than you could ever imagine. First, my beloved, your life is becoming a radiant beacon of hope in a despairing world. The world is filled with souls who are lost in the very same darkness you have known. They are convinced that their own flickering flames of human hope are destined to be extinguished. They have looked upon the darkness of their own circumstances and have concluded that there is no way out, that the night will last forever. But then they will look across the stormy waters of their own despair, and they will see you. They will see your light, not a flickering, fragile candle, but a steady, serene, and unfading beam. And they will see that your light continues to shine, not because you have no storms, but in the very midst of them, your resilient hope. My child, your quiet joy in the midst of your own trial, your unwavering trust in my goodness, even when my hand is not immediately visible, these things become a sermon more powerful than any words. Your life becomes the undeniable proof that darkness is not the ultimate reality, that a power greater than suffering exists. That hope is not a foolish dream, but a magnificent, substantive reality to a soul that is on the verge of giving up. The sight of your steady, unfading light on the horizon is a life-saving gift. It tells them that survival is possible. It tells them that the shore is real, It gives them the courage to hold on for one more hour, for one more day, your very existence. My beloved, and as you shine with my unfading light, becomes a ministry of profound and life-altering hope to a world that is so desperately in need of it. Your life is also becoming a beautiful and serene beacon of my peace in an anxious and a chaotic world. The world you live in is driven by a frantic, fearful energy. Its inhabitants are tossed about by every wind of circumstance, their hearts in a constant state of turmoil. But you, my child, because you have learned to dwell in the inner sanctuary of my stillness, because you have anchored your soul in the unshakable reality of my presence, you now carry within you a different atmosphere altogether. You carry my peace. And this peace is not a hidden thing. It radiates from you. It is seen in the quiet calm of your demeanor. It is heard in the gentle tone of your voice. It is felt in the very stillness of your spirit. When you enter a room filled with anxiety and with strife, you bring me with you. And my peace, flowing through you, has the power to change the very atmosphere. Your non-anxious presence becomes a quiet, yet powerful rebuke to the spirit of fear. Your serene strength there becomes a safe harbor for other storm-tossed souls. They may not understand why they feel a sense of calm when they are near you, but their spirits will recognize the presence of the Prince of Peace who dwells within you. You are becoming a walking sanctuary, my child, a mobile embassy of my peaceful kingdom. And as you simply live your life from this place of inner stillness, you will find yourself being used by me in magnificent ways to bring my calming, healing, and restorative peace into the very heart of the world's chaos. And finally, my beloved, your life is becoming a clear and a constant beacon of my truth in a confused and a disoriented world. The world has lost its moorings. Its values are shifting. Its truths relative. Its moral compass broken. And many souls are adrift on a sea of confusion, with no fixed point by which to navigate, no true north to guide them. But your life, my child, because it is being built upon the unshakable foundation of my eternal truth, because your character is being formed by my unchanging law of love, your life becomes a fixed and a reliable point of reference. Your integrity, your honesty, your faithfulness, your quiet commitment to what is right and what is true. Even when it is costly, these things make your life a beautiful, clear, and trustworthy light. In a world of shifting shadows, you become a steady beam, and souls who are lost in the fog of their own confusion can look to you, to the beautiful consistency of your grace-filled life, and they can begin to find their own way back to the truth, back to the light, back to me. I delight, my precious one, in the magnificent beacon that you are becoming. This has been my purpose for you all along, not just for your own salvation, not just for your own healing, but that you, my redeemed and radiant child, would become a glorious display of my own nature, my own character, my own light. In the world, your personal journey through the darkness has uniquely, perfectly equipped you to be a light to others. So shine, my beloved. Do not be afraid of your own radiance. Do not shrink back from the beautiful, holy influence that I am now giving you. Simply continue to practice the sacred art of tending the flame, of keeping your heart clean and open before me. And as you do, my own unfading light will shine through you with an ever-increasing brightness and ever-expanding reach. You are my lighthouse, my beloved. You are my city on a hill. You are a star in my own right hand, and you are, and will forever be, a glorious, beautiful, and unfading light in the darkness. And so, my cherished child, my beautiful and radiant beacon, as you learn to live out your magnificent, God-given purpose as a light in the darkness, as you begin to see the powerful and beautiful impact of your quiet, steady shining upon the world around you, let me now speak to you the final, most glorious, and most secure in truth of all, for the light that you carry, the divine, unquenchable flame of my own spirit, is not a temporary gift for your earthly sojourn alone. No, my beloved, the light that you are is an eternal light, and its radiance will never, ever fade. This is my ultimate and unbreakable promise to you, my everlasting covenant of light. I am your eternal source. And because I am an everlasting God, you are an everlasting light. The beautiful radiance that I have ignited within you will shine through all your days on this earth, and it will then be gathered up, not to be extinguished, but to be integrated into the magnificent, unending, and glorious light of my own heavenly presence for all of eternity. The deepest fear that has haunted you, my child, has been the fear that your light would one day be extinguished. But that fear was based on the illusion that the light was your own. Now that you know the truth, now that you know that you are the lamp, and that I am the eternal, inexhaustible oil, that fear is rendered utterly, completely, gloriously powerless. You do not have to live with the anxiety of a flame that might one day run out of fuel, for your fuel source is the very being of your infinite God, and I will never run out. Therefore, your light can never run out. It is an eternal and an unshakable reality. This is my covenant of everlasting radiance with you. My child, I pledge to you now, with all the faithfulness of my being, that I will forever be the source of your light, in every future season of your life, in every future trial, in every new darkness you may be called to shine in. I will be there, my spirit within you, a constant, powerful, and unfailing supply of all the light, all the strength, all the hope, all the peace you will ever need. Your part is not to worry about the supply, but to simply continue the beautiful, joyful work of tending the vessel of your heart, of keeping it open to me, of allowing my light to shine through you unhindered, the light that you shine in this world, my beloved, has an eternal significance. Every act of love, every word of truth, every moment of peace that radiates from you is a seed of my light that is being planted in the soil of this world, and it will bear fruit that will last for all of eternity. The hope that you give to another soul, the comfort that you offer to a grieving heart, the inspiration that your own faithful life provides, these things are not temporary. They are eternal transactions of grace. They're ripples extending far beyond your own sight into the very heart of my own everlasting kingdom. Your life, your shining, has a weight of glory that you cannot yet comprehend. And when your journey on this earth is complete, my child, when your work as my beacon in this particular darkness is done, your light will not be extinguished. No, My beloved, for a light that is born of me cannot know death. Your transition from this life to the next will not be a fading into darkness, but a magnificent merging into a greater light. It will be as if your own beautiful, individual star, having shone so faithfully in the night sky of the world, is now joyfully, gloriously drawn home to become a part of the magnificent, central galaxy of my own immediate, unveiled glory. Your unique light, your unique story, your unique radiance will not be lost, but will be perfectly preserved, a beautiful and an eternal part of the magnificent symphony of light that is my very being. This is your ultimate destiny, my child, to shine as a light in this world, and then to shine as a part of me, your God, for all of eternity. This is the magnificent, unbreakable, and glorious promise that I hold for you. So, let go now, completely and forever, of the fear of your light fading. It cannot fade. It is my light. Let go of the fear of the darkness. It cannot conquer you, and walk forward into your future with a new and a glorious confidence. The confidence of one who knows they are an eternal being of light, a cherished and a powerful beacon for their God, a star whose radiance is destined to shine with an ever-increasing brightness for all of time, for all of eternity. You are the light, my beloved, and you are a light that will never, ever fade. And now, my precious and eternal light, as you rest in the profound peace and the absolute security of this everlasting promise, let your spirit be completely still. The fear of the darkness is vanquished forever. For you know now that you carry within you a light that is more powerful, a light that is eternal. The fear of your own flame fading is gone. For you know now that its source is me, your infinite and inexhaustible God. Shine, my beloved. Shine with the quiet confidence, the serene peace, and the joyful radiance of the magnificent, eternal beacon that you are. For you are my light. You are my glory. And you are mine, now and for all of eternity.